Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is March 21st, 2023, and Barcelona are reportedly strengthening and building a scouting network in the African continent. Also, Joan Laporta has spoken about Real Madrid signing or possible signing of Kylian Mbappe. And finally, Barcelona are tracking the situation of Oscar Mingueza. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps this channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kit bag, and if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you head to Bet Us. Both links for kit bag and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now, I'll begin with the news that Barcelona are strengthening their scouting in the African continent. Now, it's reported that Barcelona are currently building a scouting network in the African continent in order to identify emerging talent in key countries such as Ghana, Nigeria, Mali, and Senegal. And it's reported that this is Joan Laporta's idea, with this project's key figure being Sergi Barjuan, and of course in coordination with Barcelona's scouting department led by Paulo Araujo. Now, this efforts to increase scouting in the African continent is how Barcelona became aware of both Ibrahim Diarra and David Oduro, where Ibrahim Diarra trained with the Barcelona Academy players, and Barcelona were left incredibly impressed with the 17-year-old winger, and as such, Barcelona are planning to sign Ibrahim Diarra as soon as he turns 18 years old in December of this year. Now, in the case of David Oduro, he just finished his training trial a few days ago. He has gone back to Ghana because his visa did expire, so Barcelona wanted him to train longer, but unfortunately, due to the expiration of his visa, he had to return to Ghana. And it's reported that Barcelona will be making a push to sign David Oduro during this summer transfer market. But of course, Barcelona will have a lot of competitions from major European clubs, including Chelsea, where David Oduro also spent some time doing some trial work. And speaking of Joan Laporta, the Barcelona president has spoken out about Real Madrid signing of Kylian Mbappe. Now, Joan Laporta was asked during the most recent interview that he just did whether he envied that Real Madrid was gonna be signing Kylian Mbappe, and Joan Laporta said that no, that he does not envy the situation. But he did bring up an important point that he thinks could affect Real Madrid if this signing is completed. And in regards to that, Laporta said, "No, I have intuition. That's where they have a problem. They have to sell a player if Mbappe arrives, don't they? Because they're not both going to play in the same place, and they're also very important players. And talking about the figures that will be there, this will distort the dressing room for sure. That doesn't come as a gift." So Joan Laporta bringing up two problems that Real Madrid could face if they do end up signing, or if they finalize the signing of Kylian Mbappe. The first problem is that Laporta thinks that Real Madrid will have to sell a player because they do have Rodrigo and Vinicius. They're two wingers, and if they bring Mbappe, he's gonna have to replace one or the other. So Laporta thinks that Madrid will have to end up selling one of those players. And he also thinks that Real Madrid could end up disrupting the Real Madrid locker room, given, of course, what will be his incredibly high salary. And I have to say, I do kind of agree with Laporta. I think the arrival of Mbappe could cause a lot of problems in the locker room. First of all, we all know what a diva Mbappe is, and then bringing a diva into your locker room, that can always cause problems. It can cause frictions between players. It can cause frictions with the coach, and it can end up fracturing the locker room. That's definitely a problem that Real Madrid could have. Of course, I don't mind if that happens. And the second problem is, of course, what Laporta talks about, which is the salary, because Mbappe is going to be making a huge salary, I'm sure of it. Might not be as high as PSG, but still gonna be pretty high. After all, he is going to Real Madrid as a free agent, and when players arrive as a free agent, they usually demand a higher salary than what they usually would receive had the club paid a transfer fee. And Laporta thinks that with such a high salary, that might cause problems with other players, And of course, that could happen because if you are, Vinicius Jr., if you are Rodrigo, or if you are any other player who is pretty important on that squad, and you look over and there's Mbappe making a lot more than you, he might be a little bit better than you, but you might not think he's that much better to be earning much, much more. So that can also cause a rift, can also cause a problem within the locker room, which again, I don't mind that if it does. But what I do think that where Joan Laporta errs is talking about Real Madrid. Now, I don't think that Joan Laporta should be talking about Real Madrid in general, even though I do agree with his points. I think it's a bad look when Laporta, a Barcelona president, talks about Real Madrid. It's kind of like how we always complain about La Liga's president, Javier Tebas, constantly talking about Barcelona. Every time he has a microphone in front of him, he has to mention Barcelona. He has to talk about Barcelona's financial problems. He has to talk about Barcelona's financial fair play. So we always complain about that because Tebas, after all, is the president of La Liga. He's overseeing over 42 clubs. He should be worried about all the clubs, not just Barcelona. So in this case, in the case of Joan Laporta, he's actually is not overseeing Real Madrid, so he shouldn't be talking about him at all. And instead, he should be talking about FC Barcelona alone because after all, he is the president of Barcelona. And I do understand that during the interview, the reporter continuously pushed Joan Laporta to answer these questions, but I think he could have easily deflected that by saying, look, I'm the president of Barcelona. Let's focus on Barcelona. I don't care what Real Madrid are doing. I think this would have been a better approach. But of course, I do love to hear from you guys. Let me know, do you think the arrival of Mbappe will cause problems in the Real Madrid locker room? Also, do you think this was right or appropriate of Joan Laporta to speak about Real Madrid and Mbappe? Please let me know down below. Now on to the news that Barcelona are reportedly tracking the situation of Oscar Mingueza. Now, the former Barcelona defender who came up through La Masia is currently having a pretty good season with Celta Vigo, despite Celta Vigo not doing too hot in La Liga. And even though Oscar Mingueza does have a contract until 2026 with La Liga team, his future could be cut short at Celta Vigo because they are currently battling relegation, where they're currently sitting in the 17th place. Now, it's reported that there are many clubs who are currently interested in signing Oscar Mingueza, including several clubs in the Premier League. And if Celta Vigo were to be relegated, then Oscar Mingueza will for sure be leaving during this summer transfer market. And it's reported that Barcelona are currently tracking the entire situation because on one hand, Barcelona do have a 50% of any future sales. So if Mingueza does end up leaving to another club, Barcelona would make half of that transfer fee. And the other reason that Barcelona are tracking the situation is because the club do have a repurchase clause in Mingueza's contract. So Barcelona could always activate that and bring back Oscar Mingueza to the club, whether it be to use him because he is a pretty versatile defender who can play in different positions in the defensive line, or maybe even to offload him and make a profit. But for now, Barcelona are definitely paying attention to the whole situation to see what's going to happen with Oscar Mingueza, whether he continues with Celta, whether he leaves, whether Barcelona bring him. We'll have to wait and see for the summer transfer market. So that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.